And hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you're watching this, wherever you're watching this. This is the Reigning Rock podcast. I'm, of course, the golden one, the excellent one. I am yours truly, Ricky Goldman. So go ahead right now, like, share, subscribe, do all of that. Now I'm here, never alone. Marcus should be along any moment now. Probably a late entrance into this Royal Rumble match, being down the ramp, coming at number 31, and all of that, bringing his cash, bringing the moolah. He's going to be coming. But I come in with the man himself. He is here from the UK. He is the Nightmare Warrior himself from the Warhawk Beyond channel. It is Chris.
Hello.
Acknowledge me. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Okay, so we'll just crack on with this. Let's crack on. Marcus should be along any moment, but plenty to chat about, so let's just roll along with segment number one. Because you can see a little bit of a change here, a little bit of a change in my setup here. But let's rock with segment number one, which is, of course, this right here. That is right, he's not here again to do it, so I'll do it for him, and it is what's cooking at the table. So what have I been up to? More or less the same as I usually am, and that is the gym, trying to get big like the people's champ, like the final boss, The Rock. Have been to my craft thing, made a few bits, and obviously we'll go over this later in predictions, but Rebellion match card, made that. Made a couple of things for WrestleMania as my screen continues to keep going dark. I'll have to sort that in a second as Chris tells me what he's been up to, but I'll sort that out as it and a couple of things for WrestleMania, so the poster and then another poster. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've got more of the same really coming up. Yeah, that's really all I've been up to. So yeah, what have you been up to in the last week or so as I try and sort out my brightness? Tell the people what you've been up to.
Just trying to get some more stuff out on the channel. Been not feeling too good this week, but not been much else been going on really. Watched Raw, watched a bit of SmackDown just earlier today. No, not much else really. I'm just a little bit under the weather at the moment, but I'm hanging in there.
Right, hopefully I've sorted out. There we go. I might have sorted out my brightness there, I think. Hopefully. I hope. So what have you got coming up in the next week or so? Have you got any other gigs planned? Not that I'm into jazz unless it's the wrestler. But
no gigs. No gigs at the moment. No, just some more stuff coming up on the channel. But as I said, I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment, so that's why I'm a little bit off.
My screen continues to keep going dark, but let's crack on anyway. So yeah, let's get on with the next segment. Marcus should be hopefully along anytime soon. If he's not, then it's just the two of us.
That's fine.
But let's get into the next segment here, which is all about movies, all about Hollywood, all about what I've been watching, what Chris has been watching. Marcus, if he does join us. So, and it can only be this right here. That is right, movie talk. So the three movies I've watched are The Amateur. That's a good movie. Drop. Now, I like those type of movies. It's like that kind of, I don't know, well, it's like, it's the least person you expect. I'm not going to spoil it for those that want to watch it, but good movie. Very much like Trap. Don't you've seen the movie Trap? Have you, Chris, or no?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. I've heard it's supposed to be really good.
Great movie, but drops fairly similar in that, like, it's the least person you expect it, and it's but okay, I'm not going to say who it is, but it's some person sending these messages to this woman, and they want this woman to kill her date. And you find out the date is an informant at the end. Yeah, great movie. And the third and final movie, starring Danny Dyer, Marching Powder, very British movie. Danny Dyer makes some good movies, so yeah, that's all I've been watching. What have you been watching? Any movies since last week?
No, I haven't watched any movies. Hopefully I'm going to be seeing the new. I mean, it hasn't come out yet. I'm hoping to see the new Thunderbolts movie when it comes out, but I haven't seen any movies. Not this week. No. Hopefully soon I will be.
Movie I've got my eye on is the new Final Destination. That looks really good. I'll watch that. Just before on the channel on here, I very rarely go to the cinema. I only go to the cinema to watch the Rock's movies, maybe Cena's, possibly Batista's. But if I can watch it on Fire Stick, I'm watching it for free, right there and then. No trailers, nobody walking past. I can pause it, and it's free. So very rarely do I go to the cinema. If The Rock's got a movie out this year, which I think he has, I'll go and watch that. Other than that, and even that I could watch on Fire Stick, but yeah, I'll go and watch that. And I think Cena's got a new one out, Head of States. I think that's on Amazon. I'll watch that. So yeah, Cena's made some good movies. Will you be watching Cena's new one and the new Final Destination?
I might check them out. I'm not too sure. Possibly, I might do at some point. I'll see.
So as we continue to wait the arrival of Marcus, it says he's not ready, so again may not be along here. But as we await him, I will play an ad here, and then we're going to get into some wrestling talk. But ad number one right here, right now. So right, Protein Tees, Golden One, go and support me, the Golden One, the excellent one, the man, Ricky Goldman. If you can't get the name, it's out there. The weather's warming up, certainly here in the UK anyway it is. And if you can purchase the t-shirt, let me know and you'll get 2 shout-outs per video, one at the beginning, one at the end, every single video. So I'm doing one today and then one tomorrow for Rebellion. And then a busy month next month, Backlash, Saturday Night's Main Event, Battleground, month afterwards, Monday, so 3, I'll be doing 3 probably in one day again. Podcast, Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank. So I bring a lot to you guys, so like, share, subscribe, support Ricky Goldman's one, to support me at Ricky Goldman's one Pro Wrestling Tees. But let's hook up right now as I try and find out where Marcus is. When we head down to the People's Ring, lots of wrestling chat to get into because it is time for this right here. That is right. I'm trying to pick the colour for this. Maybe that. I don't know. We'll have that for now. So wrestling roundup, so plenty of WWE to discuss, but we'll get out of the way first. AEW, wonderful, and I will say this as I was saying, 4 months they've done nothing on their TV show, Dynamite or Collision. I checked both. Nothing happens on Collision, and then really nothing happens on Dynamite, but I'll check both, and if anything interesting happens on Collision, I'll say it here. But yeah, let's run through Dynamite quickly. So only 4 matches this time, as I keep going off. So Mark Briscoe over Ricochet. Okay. The Young Bucks knocked off Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight. So Kevin Knight very much into... He's just another guy on the roster. I think this is his 3rd match, 4th match maybe, but obviously took a loss there. The Don Callis family consisting of, I think it's Takeshita and Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander's now joined the Don Callis family because who knows why. I don't watch. I know purely based off results. But then they knocked off Brody King and Will Ospreay. So Will Ospreay is just another guy on the roster. And Jamie Hayter, I think in a tournament match, defeated and beat Chris Statlander. Jobber, anything to say about Dynamite, Chris?
No, I didn't watch Dynamite this week. I didn't really catch it. But from what you're telling me, it didn't sound like a good show. Didn't sound like I missed much.
It's never a good show. And I will say, I'm not going to sit here and bury it's not WWE, therefore it's crap. No, I watch everything. Yeah. Not everything, but TNA, AEW pay-per-views. I've been to everything, TNA, WWE, Ring of Honor, GCW, New Japan. Been to them all when they've been over here. So the AEW pay-per-views are good. It's just their weekly show that isn't. It's just... Give me 1 second. I've gone completely off screen now. Right, sorry about that. I don't know, no idea what happened there, but completely off screen. I'm gonna have to come out back in to give me 1 second. My screen has gone small, so sorry about this. StreamYard has many technical difficulties. This is just one of them. So give me 1 second to do that. My apologies there. So one of many technical difficulties of StreamYard. But yeah, back to AEW. The pay-per-views are good. The weekly shows, very all matches seem to be thrown together. Really, nothing makes sense. Just whatever. Let's go on to WWE. Not so much, well, it is wrestling, but the Hall of Fame, let's quickly discuss that. So I stayed up to, okay, I had a very quick nap between SmackDown and the Hall of Fame to watch. Fairly long. Triple H's speech was super long. Wrestlers were falling asleep. Yeah, it was cool. I know a lot of people probably prefer, the setting where it was, like the big screen behind them, I thought was good. Obviously, we'll get into the schedule later on here in news and headlines and where I think they should position the Hall of Fame. But yeah, it was good. It was decent. Everything seemed to be saved for Triple H. And every 2 minutes, it's the game Triple H is going to the Hall of Fame. The game Triple H going to the Hall of Fame. I also liked that the legacy ones weren't just clumped together. They weren't given a huge amount of time. There were 30 seconds each, but at least they were given those 30 seconds rather than, it's these three going in and they don't matter. So yeah, the Hall of Fame's good, but Triple H's speech super long. What was your thoughts on the Hall of Fame as I try and find out where Marcus is?
I thought the Hall of Fame wasn't too bad. It was pretty decent, but maybe was a tad too long for my liking. Hunter's speech was good, but yeah, it was way too long. But yeah, it did drag on a little bit, but it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad. The whole thing.
And here he is, speaking of the devil, as they say. Very quickly, let's get this video played. My tag team partner, that means we make up the tag team of this right here. That is right. It is the tag team of Screen Gone Dark again. It is the tag team of Excellent Money, which only means one thing and one thing only. And I'm gonna have to go back in. But in the meantime, let me bring him in. He is the money man that's all about the money. He is not Marcus Corvon, but he is Marcus, the money man. Here he is. Acknowledge him and welcome him.
Throw your money in the air like you don't care. Ching ching, bling bling. Is always Ted over here, you jabrones.
That is right. And just talk with Chris just for a tiny little second. Back in, back out. Again, technical difficulty. I'll be a whole second.
Okay, Mick Foley. Anyways, what's up, Chris? Hey man, nothing. Just came back from the liquor store, so you know, had to make some runs real quick. But I'm here. It's raining a little bit where I'm at, which is annoying, but you know, life happens.
No, of course, I agree. Glad you're doing all right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
how you doing, man?
I didn't catch that.
So
Come in as you were saying that. What were you saying, Marcus?
I said I'm good. I'm just coming back from the liquor store, so.
You got some Turamana tequila? No, okay then.
No, I did not. I didn't grab that.
And before we kick off with you here, what do you think of my new little setup? Do you like it? I don't know if you can see it properly there. Put my microphone down for the second.
I thought it looked the same as the last one. I don't know.
Okay. I've added a few signs that people must adhere to. Subscribe, like, share, a few little lights. And those lights are going to go along with the segments. But, Marcus, what have you been up to? I'm not sure if, there's the liquor. I presume we'll be getting a live review, but obviously look out for a review on his channel. Speaking of his channel, of course, right here, as always, in the description below, but it's also right here on your channel. There it is. I thought I pressed it. Oh dear. Why is it not working?
Wow, I got so many things that's covering up my face.
And there we are. Jesus Christ. Right, so there's Marcus's channel, YouTube, StreamYard playing up again. There we are. I pressed it now. So yeah, there's Marcus's channel. I will play an ad right here, and then Marcus can tell us what he's been up to, what he's been watching, and then we get down to some wrestling chatter. But do watch this video. That is right. If you're a fan of food and drink reviews, then Marcus's channel is the channel for you, and I believe only 4 away from 60. So, Chris, if you can subscribe to him as well, I'll send you the link later. So, he's 4 away from 60 subscribers. So, his channel is growing. Quite a few videos he brought out, released during WrestleMania weekend. And yes, Marcus, what else have you been up to? What have you got coming up?
Just working, chilling. Excited to try some of this new stuff I had grabbed because this is piquing my interest ever since I saw it.
What's that?
This is banana pudding cream moonshine from Old Smoky. It's a brand that's out from Tennessee. So I'm really excited to try this out. And Yeah, I've just been chilling, man. Going to the gym, hanging, skateboarding. You know, it's getting nicer, so I'm excited.
I'm actually quite exhausted after WrestleMania. WrestleMania because wrestling is never not because in my life it's just non-stop. It's daily, but there we are. So I'm quite exhausted after seeing 50. We'll get onto that when we go. Okay, I'll say it now. 50 matches in 1 week. I've seen 50.
Insane. Yeah, that's Ricky for you. He lives and breathes this stuff.
That is nuts.
Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania, Speed, Evolve.
Wow.
Yeah, about easily 50. Easily. There was there was 14 at Mania, and then there was 7 at Stand and Deliver. So that was 20. 21 in 1 weekend. So there we are. Not counting SmackDown and Speed.
You're a machine, you are.
But Marcus, any movie you've been watching, anything else you've been watching, let the people know, as I need to come back in again. So let the people know.
Cactus Jack. Wow. Ricky's just turned to every Mick Foley personality.
Man, it makes me feel like a bipolar bear.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he about to be TNA Mick Foley.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that was bizarre.
Hey, TNA Mick Foley's back.
Bizarre one.
The gold.
I'm not really the biggest movie guy, but baseball, been watching baseball, some basketball, but the NFL draft has been going on this week, started on Thursday. It continued yesterday and it's still continuing today. It's finishing off today. So I'll be kind of watching that. Not really. I'll be monitoring it more so versus watching it. So, haven't really been watching stuff. So, yeah.
Did you happen to catch the Hall of Fame? If so, your thoughts on it?
I did not watch the Hall of Fame. I refuse to watch it.
Okay, you probably saved 3.5 hours of your life there, but again,
exactly.
It's only catered to people like me, the hardcores. It's only 3.5 hours of talking.
Listen, I don't mind the Hall of Fame, but it being 3 hours is ridiculous. And 2, it didn't start right after SmackDown, which I didn't like. So, nah. If it had started right after SmackDown, I wouldn't have a problem. But it started hours after SmackDown was over.
I had to take a quick nap, about an hour and a half nap, watch that, a bit more sleep. But then obviously it was three videos last Saturday. Whew. So I was completely worn out by the end of WrestleMania. And he was like, okay, a little bit of sleep, WrestleMania Sunday. I'm exhausted just watching it. Never mind actually maybe going one day. But so let's kick off with AEW. You missed my talk about the AEW talk, but you're not too fussed about that, are you, Marcus?
Mm-hmm.
AEW, you're not fussed that you missed that bit, are you? Or should we just move on to Stand and Deliver?
Just keep going.
Okay, then, so we'll pick the grey for Stand and Deliver. Have we got a grey here? I think we have. Jesus Christ. That colour. Let's do... what colour for Stand and Deliver? White? But it's white, isn't it? Here we go. So there's so much wrestling happened that I forgot who won the first match on the kickoff show, pre-show, which was Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley knocking off Metaphor, Fatal Influence. Damn, I actually forgot the card. Forgot the match. Who was it? Metaphor, Fatal Influence. I've got it here. And oh yeah, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. I think that was a match. Yeah, Fatal Influence, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, Gigi Dunn and Tim Paxley. Metaphor, your winners, Gigi and Tatum. Yeah, good win for them. I probably would have had Metaphor win. Actually thought they did win because so much wrestling happened when it came to NXT. I thought, did Metaphor win this? Clearly not. Yeah, your thoughts, Marcus of GG Tatum Paxley winning the Fatal 4-Way at Stand and Deliver?
I ain't like it. I don't like the fact that they won. I didn't see the quality of the match, but I prefer Metaphor that had one, but you know.
Chris, your thoughts?
No, I didn't actually get to watch that one.
Okay, we'll move right along to Ricky Saints retaining against Ethan Page. Good match here. Yeah, good opener. Really not much else to be said there. Didn't expect a title change. It was all about making Ricky Saints making Ricky Saints look like a big star. It succeeded because me and Marcus said it a couple of weeks ago when they did the interview, Ricky Saints interview, and I said to him, it made him feel like just another guy on the roster. How quick did that change? And I just won it and deliver the biggest weekend of the wrestling calendar. Cool. Chris, your thoughts on Ricky Saints retaining?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it, but as I said, I didn't really watch it. But I saw like some of the results. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with him retaining. It was fine for what it was.
You're not. You mean you have a life outside of wrestling? Okay.
Good job.
I didn't know one existed, but there we are. Anyway, Marcus, did you happen to catch Ricky Saints, Ethan Page? What was your thoughts of the match?
The match was good. I did watch it. It's one of the few matches I watched from Stand and Deliver. Really good match. Of course, I'd rather Ethan Page had one, but it was a good match.
And I'm just quickly looking up the match because again there were so many matches. I can't remember the match. Tag team action, Hank and Tank. I know you're a big fan of them, Marcus. I'll come to get your thoughts first, but I'll say about the match first. Hank and Tank, Hong Kong got a brand new NXT tag team champions. Good match. I'll get my thoughts in a second. Marcus, what are your thoughts first of this one?
What a great match. So many false finishes. And it just showed the grit that those two had. Man, to see those guys go from like being like party animals to now being like tag team champions is pretty cool.
And when was it Hank that was on the announce table and I thought, oh, he's wiped out. When he got in, slow count by the ref, and the ref was waiting for him to get in, but still he got in to break up that count from the announce table, and he broke it up. Chris, did you watch this match, or did you watch any of Stand and Deliver?
No, unfortunately, I didn't watch it. But I knew about it, but I didn't watch it.
Hank and Tank becoming new NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, I think it was the right call to make that they won the tag team titles. But as I said, I didn't watch the show.
You got two belts.
Chris, you're fine, Chris. You're fine. You don't have to live and breathe this stuff.
You got two belts, Sol. So she won the Speed Championship, and now she's won the NXT Women's North American Championship in a ladder match. Sol Ruka. Yeah, cool. Real no problem of this. I would have had Thea win, but I'm not crying because Sol won. She's a breakout star. She worked her ass off. Why not? Chris, your thoughts purely based on the results of Sol Ruka, your brand new Women's North American Champion.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good call. I think it was the right call to put the title on her. And I think she's worked hard for it. But as I said, I didn't watch the whole show. I saw like bits here and there.
Right. So I'll just have to be based on results then. But Marcus, your thoughts, Sol Ruka, a new champion.
I don't remember who I picked for that match, and I feel like it wasn't Sol. I know it definitely wasn't Zarya either, though. I like it. Sol Ruka's very athletic. She's very good in the ring. And once again, it's funny that she went from like this unserious surfer girl to like now she's like taking a little bit more seriously. So I really like that for her and for NXT to crown her as that champion.
As your friend TJ calls her, it's surfing Lana because she looks like Lana.
What?
That's what he calls her. Go on. I don't know. That's what he calls her.
Nah, she don't look shit like Lana.
Okay. I think you picked the same as me, Thea Hale, to win, I think. I don't know. Again, that was last week, and there have been a million matches since then, so... Dark State of D'Angelo family. Yeah, right call. You want to make Dark State look like a threat, and they needed a big win on a big pay-per-view. Obviously, the D'Angelo family turning... Stacks turning on Tony D'Angelo. That's very interesting. I think that's really to keep an eye on going forward. Yeah. Your thoughts of this one, Marcus? Dark State winning, beating D'Angelo family.
Yeah, it helps Dark State look like a threat. That's all really. I mean, it just makes them look like a threat.
Your thoughts of the turn, Stacks turning on Tony D'Angelo?
He was tired. He was tired of being the underboss. You know, he thought the move that he was making was correct, and he thought the move that Tony was making wasn't correct. And so, at some point in time, Stacks was going to have to go out on his own anyway. So why not stand and deliver?
Based purely on results, Chris, your thoughts? Dark State going over.
It was the right call to make. I agree with what Marcus said. I think it was definitely needed, and it made sense.
Stephanie Vakir, still your NXT Women's still NXT Women's Champion. I'll go to you first, Chris. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, I'm only talking purely from results because I didn't actually see it, but I think her keeping the title was a good call. I think that was the right move to make at this stage. I don't think her losing the title was a good idea at this stage. I think keeping it is the right thing.
Yeah, I didn't expect her to lose. All women look like a star. Jada Parker was the standout in this one. Yeah, good match. Marcus, your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, Stephanie Vakir retaining the title is a perfect move. She just got it. And the thing I love, I mean, she did the devil's kiss, which made Booker T go insane. If you guys don't know what move I'm talking about, please.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
yeah,
you know,
what you mean.
But everybody put on a really good show. I agree with Ricky. Jada Parker's definitely serving notice, especially the Sol Ruka that North American title is going to be around Jada Parker's waist sooner versus later.
Yeah, I can see that. Unless she gets called up, maybe.
Nah, it's too soon for Jada to get called up.
Yeah, I agree.
And your main event saw Obafemi retain against Javon Evans, Trick Williams. No shocker here. At the end, it felt like they were waiting something to happen, and I think everybody was waiting for that. They were just wasting time till they went off air. It was like, because he got back in the ring and Oba was pausing, I was like, oh, someone's returning here. But no. Yeah, right call, Oba retaining. Javon looked like this star in this one. Going to give, stand and deliver. It would play the best part of the weekend, best part of night one anyway. I think that so much better than WrestleMania. Well, obviously we're getting to that next year. Main event. I'm going to give stand and deliver a main event rating. Mark, your thoughts of Oba retaining and your rating for stand and deliver.
I agree. I think stand and deliver was amazing. It was great. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, which is like it's supposed to be like an appetizer before WrestleMania, right? And I feel like they all put on such a great display of what NXT is all about. And in my opinion, that's why NXT is the best brand in WWE, because it wasn't just an appetizer. it was dinner in the afternoon. So 100% definitely main event status.
And your sorry, I was just about to ask your rating. You just gave it, mate. And Chris, your thoughts on Oba retaining?
Yeah, no problem with that whatsoever. I thought that was the right move. And overall, I thought from what I've read of the results, it's a pretty solid show. I thought it was a pretty decent show.
Of course, let's go straight into the mania of wrestling, WrestleMania Night 1, Match 1. Also, no America the Beautiful. What happened to that? Well, me and Marcus were saying maybe a little. You to think that? Nothing. Like, do you always have that at WrestleMania, don't they?
Yeah, they usually do.
Every year.
They usually do. Maybe they just didn't feel like it was the time to do it, I guess.
Triple H too busy wants to get himself over by saying, "Welcome to WrestleMania," because it's all about me and nobody else.
Actually, you know what? No, now that you say that, Ricky, I'm disagreeing with you. Triple H didn't do it because they knew how long fucking Mania was about to be.
Yeah.
Only another 10 minutes, isn't it? Well, say I don't know, whatever. I just thought it was odd that they didn't have it this year. But match number 1, your brand new world heavyweight champion, Yeet, with a good match, good opener, sleeper hold to finish, which people are crapping on. I thought it was very storytelling. Jey Uso did it. Your brand new world heavyweight champion. No shocker here. It was expected. Yeah, good match. I know. Well, okay, Chris, you give your thoughts on you give your thoughts on the watch along. Do you want to give any more thoughts about this match, or shall I go straight to Marcus?
I think I pretty much gave my thoughts. I said that was a good match and the right person went over. That was Jey Uso. The finish worked well for the story, but I felt it was a bit too rushed. But it was fine for what it was. But maybe they could have drawn it out a bit more. But other than that, no, I've got no issue with it. But all good.
So right, okay, I'll go straight to Marcus then. Your thoughts of Jey Uso, new world heavyweight champion?
Good match. Good storytelling during the match. Him putting Gunther to sleep was apropos, very poetic. But I think overall it was a good match. The fans got what they wanted. It was great.
Speaking of new champions, your new world tag team champions, the New Day. I was very 50-50 on this. Good finish. Was it either Kofi or again 10,000 matches later? I don't remember, but either Woods or Kofi holding down Ivor's leg for the finish. I think it was Kofi. Took the titles, scarpered with them. Yeah, again. So far, like I'm like, Man United 1 was a bit of a dud so far. Anyway. Your thoughts, Marcus? New World Tag Team Champions, 12-time Tag Team Champions of the New Day.
It was, the match was good, but I feel like there was a tag team match that was missing from Mania that would have been 10 times better. But
Next up, we had, unfortunately, he was out with injury. We found out that it's a groin injury, so legit real life injury. Rey Mysterio out. But to replace him, Rey Phoenix, whatever they call him. So wow, I'm very unfortunate Rey Mysterio's out, but Rey Phoenix in his 3rd, 4th match, and he's at WrestleMania. Damn. But obviously he took the last 2. El Grande Americano, and as I said on the watch along after we done the quiz, and my thoughts on it were if you're gonna do this, go the whole way, make it as outlandish and ridiculous as you can, and they did. The whole mariachi band and the whole like the kind of screen filter, the look of it. Why not go the entire? If you're gonna go the entire way, why the hell not? And they did. This is what wrestling should be. It should be absolutely ridiculous. But the man that isn't Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, taps out Ray Phoenix. Yeah, good match. I presume the gimmick is going to be unmasked, and it isn't Chad Gable. I presume that's the gimmick here. But we all know who this actually is, so it's a good win for the person under the mask. Like I said, he's worked his ass off, so why not give him a Mania win? I think it would have beat Rey Mysterio anyway, but it's still a Mania win. Your thoughts, Marcus?
I don't know why you keep saying that it's Chad Gable. We don't know. We don't know who it is. You can keep saying that you know, but bro, you don't know. The mask's not off. He's a luchador, and he's out there. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you believe in. You must believe in a Tooth Fairy too, because like that's not Chad Gable. So good WrestleMania debut for El Grande Americano. Gracias!
Did you like his entrance with the mariachi band and all of that?
Yeah, it was cool. I actually liked it.
And I forgot the match order. Was it US Championship? Let me very quickly look on Wikipedia. I think it was the US Championship match. Again. Sorry about this. Keep going off. Anyway, it was for the women's not the women's US Championship, women's main championship. Tiffany, and it was Jacob. Forgot a match here.
Jacob.
So I've completely come ahead here. So let's pretend I didn't go over that tag team, El Grande and Ray Phoenix, but it was Jade Cargill, Naomi. Yeah, good match here. I like Naomi's new entrance, new theme song. The theme song decent, a little bit generic, but the Tron is good. Lots of wardrobe malfunctions. That's kind of the distraction for this one. But Jade Cargill picking up a WrestleMania win. Your thoughts, Marcus?
It was a pretty good match. I did like the match. They put something great together, so it was good. I didn't notice none of them wardrobe malfunctions because I'm not a freak, so I'm not looking at that kind of stuff. So, damn. So I just, it was cool. What do you think? Well, Chris, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty decent. It was a pretty decent match. Hopefully, we will see more from them too at the next event. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good, and I think Jade winning was the right call to make.
Another match I unfortunately skipped was LA Knight taking the loss to Jacob Fatu. Again, another decent match here. Jacob winning US Championship gold. Yeah, no shock again. So far, WrestleMania Night 1 was like all very predictable, all very didn't feel like WrestleMania at all. And as I said on the watch along, night 1 shouldn't be a warm up for night 2. The whole 2, if you're going to do 2 days, both 2 days should be all good. It shouldn't be, this is just a warm up, that's what it felt like. But yeah, good for Jacob Fatu. That's kind of really all my thoughts. Marcus, any thoughts of Jacob Fatu becoming your brand new US champion?
Right move, all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean?
Anything to add, Chris, or shall I move right along to the next one?
No, I'm happy Jacob Fatu got the US title, so now you can really start to build him up as a monster on SmackDown. And this was definitely the right call to make. Giving him the title makes perfect sense. Wouldn't change anything about it.
So Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, the Queen versus the Barbie Doll, the WWE Women's Championship. Great entrance by both. I think better entrance by Tiffy, but there you are. Yeah. And Marcus is checking. I know it's Tiffy time. Yes, it's always Tiffy time. I know Marcus is upset his queen didn't win, but I'm glad she didn't. It seemed to rough each other up. I think so the camera didn't go in, and it looked like Tiffy's teeth were all messed up. Yeah. I mean, we're all lived in fear, except for Marcus, lived in fear that Charlotte was going to win this and be another title run. And But I'm glad that Charlotte put over Tiffy. Yeah. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Of course, I'm not happy about this. I thought this was Charlotte's time to regain her throne in due time. But I mean, it was a good match, though. I didn't really see it. I only saw the entrances for the most part, so I ain't really know.
Okay, good match. Go back and watch it if you've got a chance in your schedule. But at the ending, it looked like all Tiffy's teeth were all mangled and like. Ugh. She said on the press conference that her teeth are fine. So yeah. And your main event for night one, the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, and the best in the world, CM Punk. Good main event, lots of storytelling. Because you could see the ending coming from a mile away with Heyman getting in the ring, and then he got behind Punk, low blow, got behind Reigns. You could see it coming. I was like, positioning right behind himself, right behind Reigns, looking at him, waiting for the right time, low blows. Like I knew that was coming. But chair shot to the back of Reigns, pinning your tribal chief. 1, 2, 3. Your winner of night one, Seth freaking Rollins. The only women's match was good, but I think this match saved night one. Otherwise, it would have been a dud. Marcus, your thoughts of this main event?
I liked it. It had the good twists and turns that we all kind of expected. The way it all happened was cool. I liked it. I mean, obviously portraying Roman Reigns. While everybody's acknowledging, I'm giving him the epic thumbs down.
Like Batista.
Then to turn on Punk, I mean, obviously, because he also gets a thumbs down. I'm not the biggest Seth Rollins guy. I could give two shits about Seth Rollins, but as long as Phillip and Roman didn't win, I'm happy.
Do you not think the finish was telegraphed? You could see it from a mile away. He's going to turn on him.
Nope.
Okay.
Because I don't ruin matches. I watch them.
Fair enough. I could see it was like, he's waiting to turn. He's waiting to. Oh, there it is. Like, okay. He was waiting, and I forgot to change my lights, but it doesn't really matter. I'll change it now. So yeah, let's go into night 2 then. Jesus Christ, 2 nights of this thing. Ugh. And then
you didn't even ask Chris.
Well, he gave his thoughts during the watch along. I think. Yeah, but
I gave my thoughts the last time I was here. So
yeah,
but I haven't given my thoughts on night 2 yet.
So you're getting 2 nights of this thing and 2 nights of SummerSlam.
Oh wow.
So yeah, let's go into night 2. Triple threat women's action. Right call here. And still your women's world champion is Io Sky. Yeah, good match here. Apparently, Bianca's got broken fingers. Apparently, I think we found that out on SmackDown. Yeah, really good opener, really good finish. Io Sky coming from the top, over the moonsault on Rhea. No, Bianca got pinned. So Bianca's WrestleMania undefeated streak, just like The Undertaker, is over. But of course, it wasn't Brock Lesnar that ended it. It was Io Sky that ended it. Good opener. I think this really set the tone for night 2. But like I've said, night 1 shouldn't be a warm-up for night 2. The entire thing should be good. Right call. I'm glad Io Sky won. Chris, your thoughts of this match?
Easily the best match of night 2, without a doubt. I loved it. Non-stop action. I thought everyone looked incredible, and Io Sky, I felt was the one that was really overlooked and ignored. I'm really happy that she won this match and kept her title. She deserved it. And, I was quite surprised that Bianca took the pin, not Rhea Ripley. So obviously they've done that for a reason. But other than that, it's not really an issue, just more like something I noticed. But I love this match. It was easily, as I said, the best match of night 2 by far. Excellent stuff. And the right person went over.
Main event was better, but the main event was better because of the result. Anyway,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Your thoughts of Io retaining?
I mean, I agree with Chris. Bianca eating the pin does what? What does it do? That was her match anyway. I felt like Rhea should have ate the pin because this one never had done any, like, Rhea eating the pin does nothing bad for Rhea, and it does everything great for Io. Making Bianca eat the pin downgrades Bianca and raises Io. This could have been easily a win for Io while pinning Rhea versus having to pin Bianca, having her lose that WrestleMania streak, and now we got nothing to build on if we ever get Rhea versus Bianca. Like, there's nothing. Now there's nothing. That ain't shit. They kind of fucked up there.
Yeah. Well, as I said, they've done that I felt they did that for a reason.
Right. But, like, I just want to, I want to see how it's going to pay off, but, like, that, making Bianca eat the pin was dumb.
It was a bit, I thought. Didn't make much sense, but the whole match was excellent.
Yeah.
Next up in the Sin City Street Fight, I'm going to just say the match, then I need to find my notes for SmackDown, so I'll go to Marcus first about his thoughts about this one with Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest. Marcus, your thoughts?
Oh, they lit it up. That match was lit up, man. That was, first of all, shout out to Drew McIntyre for being a jackass. Yo. Still bored at work. Man. That got me. That broke me. That made me chuckle. Because I'm like, are you serious, yo? And he posted it so fast.
I know.
I was like, yo, this dude really is crazy. Still bored at work, man. But it was a great match. The right person won. It was a really good match. Like, I'm very happy about the results of that match and how great it was. For sure, Drew McIntyre beating Damian Priest was the right move.
As I continue to sort out my notes, Chris, your thoughts of this match?
I completely agree with everything Marcus said. This was an excellent street fight. It was a lot of fun. Drew McIntyre, just at his jackass best, I just thought was brilliant. And the right person definitely went over. I'm really glad Drew McIntyre won this match. And for me right now, Drew McIntyre is one of my favorite heels. He's just absolutely killing it as a heel. So, yeah, I loved it. This is a really fun street fight. So I'm pleased with everything, how this turned out. Nothing bad to say about it at all. Probably one of my favorite matches from night 2 was the street fight. I loved it. Yeah,
the finish was good as well. The Claymore kick into the chair, looked good. Match looked convincing. Both men brought it, as Marcus has said.
He definitely came out like a badass, 100%.
Apparently, Drew's next in line for. Okay, we'll get to SmackDown, but I read that Drew's next in line for the title, so is Drew the one to take it off Jay? Because I don't think Jay has a long title, and I think he loses it at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
So
is
do you
just
think?
Jay winning the title is just a feel good moment for everybody. It's not going to last forever.
No.
You think that Drew takes it from Jay at SummerSlam, Chris?
Yes, definitely. I agree with Marcus. This was just more to give the fans what they wanted, a feel-good moment. But yeah, I can see Jay losing to Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam.
I'm not paying you here. Just one word answer will do. We've got plenty to get through. Raw, SmackDown, all of that. Anyway, Marcus, do you think Jay loses at SummerSlam to Drew?
Yeah. Let him hold the title for a good little minute, but then, or depending on who's in Money in the Bank, have him lose that Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I don't know. I've win Money in the. I don't know. See, my pick for the women's was Zelina, maybe for the women's, but also we know what happened on SmackDown. But we'll get to that. Your next match. Marcus's favorite, the future world heavyweight champion. Maybe he's the guy to beat Jay. Who knows? But Dominic Mysterio winning getting cheered, whatever.
Yeah. Winning
a fatal four-way match against Penta, Braun Breaker, and Finn Balor. Dominic pinning Balor. They split up, but they didn't really, because then they were back together on Raw. It's coming. The turn is coming, but whatever. Your new Intercontinental Champion, Dominic Mysterio. Great. Why not? Penta was my pick to win this, but not shocked that Dominic did it. Marcus, you probably got lots to say on this. Your thoughts about this match?
Woo! Future Warrior Champion Dominic Mysterio. I liked the match. It was really well constructed. It showed off a lot of the talents of everyone. I mean, Braun Breaker is the heavyweight in the match, where everybody else was more of like a lucha or cruiserweight style, which is always good for TV. A lot of people probably was rooting for Penta, Zero Mero, but in my opinion, the real champion, the rightful person, won the damn match. The new IC champ and future World Heavyweight Champion, Dominic Mysterio.
What's your take? I know you've said this many times. You can't tell the fans what to think, but your thoughts on him being cheered in this match?
You can't tell fans what to think. I think fans during a CVV interview, it was discovered that Dominic Mysterio wrestled the second most matches in 2024, one behind Cody Rhodes. I mean, he was only other person that wrestled more matches was Cody. That means Dominic put on one hell of a year in 2024. And that included him being the North American champion, correct?
Yes.
So I would think if he's a main roster superstar, the only other elevation that he can get would be Intercontinental Championship. And I think, and once again, I guess Vegas turned into Canada for a day, because you can't tell fans what to think. Yes, people don't let Dominic talk when he's out there, just and a third. But with the way the Judgment Day was working, it was just like, you know what? He is putting a lot of work. He could easily have been just another nepotism kid that didn't really work as hard, but Dominic been working his ass off since the pandemic. And so I feel like the fans finally gave him his just due at Mania.
Chris, I'll get a few comments for you about this match. Your thoughts of Dominic becoming new IC champion?
I think I love this match. I thought it was a lot of fun. I've been wanting Dominic Mysterio to win a major title. I'm really glad he did. and I'm digging his work. I think he's my favorite heel. I loved it, and the fans popping for him, was just added to it. And having him pin Finn Balor puts that story of the breakup between him and Finn Balor in the Judgment Day, so which we know is coming. But I loved everything. I agree with everything Marcus said. Dominic, he's not just Rey Mysterio's son. He has been working bloody hard for the last 5 years now, almost, and he deserved it. So I've got nothing bad to say. Loved it.
That was a lot to say about an irrelevant match that wasn't the main event.
Yeah.
Wait. You said that was a lot to say about an irrelevant match?
None of these,
right?
Did you just say that Dominic Mysterio is irrelevant?
Number 17, never seen.
That's some nuclear heat right there.
Don't say anything, Ricky. I'm gonna boo you.
Okay, next.
Okay, now you can go.
Next up, the man that hears voices the legend Killer the Viper in his 20th WrestleMania match, Randy Orton Open Challenge. Who answered it? Was it Ricky Goldman? No, I was too busy watching it. Was it Rusev? Was it maybe Aleister Black? Not being on SmackDown, he was in this match. Was it Nick Aldis? Now, it was meant to be Jeff Hardy, but it wasn't. It was Say His Name, and he appears.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
The TNA World Champion at WrestleMania.
That's nuts.
This was a squash match, but it also put over TNA. People saying it buried TNA. Hell no. As we'll get into later about AAA, but like what WWE's done for TNA, like the World Champions at WrestleMania, when AEW worked with TNA, it was more about putting themselves over rather than TNA. So, yeah, great that joined us at WrestleMania. Quick, easy win for Orton. Chris, quickly, your thoughts on this one?
He was the last person I expected to see at WrestleMania. But yeah, it was a squash match. It was just to get Orton on the card, and he went over. Got nothing bad to say about it. And it's helped put TNA over as well, not bury them. It's got more interest in TNA. But yeah, I liked it for what it was. It's not really much else to say, really.
Marcus, your thoughts about Joe Hendry being squashed by Randy Orton?
Don't make it sound like that. Don't make it sound like that. Because Joe Hendry got some of his stuff in. He even attempted the standing ovation. It just didn't work because it's Randall. It's Randall Keith Orton. What do you expect, right? First of all, the fact that the way they built it up was crazy. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm just like, all right, I'm like this on the couch. I'm like leg on the couch, just like, all right, who the fuck they gonna bring out here? Whatever. And as the thing opened, I'm like, all right, someone got their back turned. I don't know who it is. And then the song came on. I popped so hard. I turned the TV all the way up, sung the song, because it almost brought a tear to my eye because, once again, being a wrestling fan, there was a point in time that I was watching wrestling, but it wasn't anything WWE related. There was a time period that I was on a WWE strike. I mean, Raw and SmackDown. I would only watch Impact on Thursdays. Only will watch Impact. So to see a brand like TNA to get their world champion on the super card of all super cards within the professional wrestling industry is something else. And to see that it was motherfucking Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears. Mind you, then Joe Hendry went from being on an NXT Battle Royal to then getting a chance at becoming the NXT champion. Became the TNA World Champ, showed up at the Royal Rumble. I mean, how do you not put over probably the most over guy in wrestling on WrestleMania? How do you miss him? And you had a partnership with the company that he works for. How do you not put over the world's most over wrestler on WrestleMania? How do you miss that? And luckily, they did not. And Triple H made the right call. He's like, "Hey, Joe," and Joe was like, "No fucking way, man! Hell yeah!" So Joe got in all his stuff. He got into all the turns. I mean, he created a meme. He created a GIF. You just got paid from your job. You turn around, you're like, "Yeah, Bills, RKO." So I love the match. The match had me all the way up here. I mean, even Randy Orton struck the Joe Hendry pose. Like, come on. He put over Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
So for all the idiot marks out there, or as Triple H say, fake fans, who said TNA got buried, suck a dick. Please suck a dick.
Going into the next match, Logan Paul taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles. Great entrance by Logan. He was holding a drone. I was like, oh, he's got a selfie stick. And then, no, he let it go. I was like, whoa. Oh, okay, we've kind of jumped way ahead. The stage. So, of course, you had actually a good look at the stage here. Fans on the stage now must have cost a lot, but probably the greatest stage ever. You have fans on the stage, part of entrances. Super cool. Super cool. So very quickly, Chris, your quick thoughts on the stage.
Loved it. I agree. Everything you just said there.
And Marcus, your thoughts on the stage? As he's frozen, I think he'd become stone cold.
I didn't care about the stage.
Okay, then. So, yeah, you actually got a proper good look because the drone went up and then he caught it again. Good match. Karrion Kross saving Logan from Logan's friend. It was just a little bit bizarre. But whatever. Obviously, it cost Styles a win. Like I said, if this is Styles' last Mania, which I've got a feeling it could be, I would have had him win. At least Logan's the next. I don't know. I don't know who the next challenger for Jay is, but could have it be Logan, maybe. A Backlash. But yeah, good match. Good win for Logan. Yeah. Marcus, your thoughts of this one?
The match was boring. I was bored. But I think the reason why I was bored, because one, the match was meh. Two, the high from the match before it just took me all the way out. So I didn't really care about this match.
Chris, your thoughts? Logan Paul, AJ Styles, what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it was okay. I didn't have a problem with Logan winning, but I agree what you said. If this is AJ's last WrestleMania, maybe he should have won this match. That's just my opinion, but it was okay. I don't really care for Logan Paul. I'm an AJ Styles guy all the way. So this match did nothing for me.
Next up, the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Bayley took out purely storyline. I think we all know who took her out on. Well, we found out on Raw. Didn't find out who took her out, but I've got a very good idea. It was the person that returned. So who was Lyra Valkyria's tag team partner? None other than the man, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is back. They won't win the tag team titles. I would have had Lyra take the. You want to put Lyra over? She used to have been the one that pinned Liv. But I suppose it is storytelling. Liv is the one that took the title off Becky in Saudi. So it is storytelling. But you want to put Lyra over? She should have been the one that got the pin. That's really all my thoughts on that. It's great to see Becky back, even though she said was it last week? Wasn't it just not last week, a couple of weeks ago, we were saying Becky's retired, and now she's back. How quick does the wrestling world just change in an instant? Anyway, Chris, your thoughts on Lyra, Becky becoming okay? I'm not going to jump ahead for Raw, but it was only one night only. So for one night only, Lyra and Becky becoming tag team champions. Your thoughts, Chris?
It was all right. It was nice to see Becky back, though. She looked great, but it was okay. It didn't do a lot for me, but I'm going to save my thoughts for when we get to Raw, and I'll elaborate more on that. But it was okay, but I'm going to give you more on that later.
Marcus, your thoughts on Lyra and Becky winning the women's tag team championship gold?
The moment I saw it was Becky, I immediately wanted them to lose. Immediately. Out of all the 4 horsewomen, she's the one I like the least. So,
yeah,
I wanted them to lose so bad, but they won. Whoop-de-doo. I do agree that Lyra should have got the pin. It would have helped her a little bit more, but I get it. Becky was coming back. Becky also proved John Cena correct that wrestlers be retiring and then don't retire. It's like, man, you really need this business? She don't need this damn business. But she's here to make sure that Lyra gets a push because Lyra's boring.
Yeah. But Lyra, okay, on the main roster, Becky put Lyra over in NXT for the title, but I suppose on the main roster, it's completely different. And it happened in your main event, 17 never seen, breaking WWE's record, not the actual record, but WWE's recognized record for title reigns. John Cena did it, taking the title away from Cody. And, oh yeah, The Rock wasn't there. Instead, we got Travis Scott.
Oh boy.
They got a full entrance. Okay, cool, I suppose. I would have had Cody go for the 3. So, okay, 2 things. One, what kind of happened, but I said, I don't think I said it here about Cody getting buried, but it kind of happened, nut shot. I didn't call it the way it went down, but I said 30-second match, nut shot. So Cody goes for the 3 crossroads, gets distracted. I actually thought Cody was winning, so I don't know. But I don't think I said it here. Cody gets buried, nut shot, AA 1, 2, 3. Kind of happened like that. He'd seen a nut shot, title shot to the head. Title to the head, I mean. But I would have had Cody go for the 3 crossroads, goes for the pin, referee snatched out, and who is it? It's Travis Scott in a hood. Rather than him doing a full entrance, and then you just do what they did. Crossroads to Travis Scott, that's your distraction, Cena wins. No Rock. Once we find out what The Rock said on the Pat McAfee show, that he felt like he wasn't needed. Okay. John Cena did it, breaks a record, get Cody away from the title for a while. I think that Cena holds the title all the way to the end of the year as a heel. And in that final few days of 2025, you do a pay-per-view, and if Cody must, he wins it back there. This thing of it, but people have said, no, put it back onto SummerSlam. No, not SummerSlam. But my rating for main event as a whole, so I'm doing it just both days as a whole, I'll say main event for the entire weekend. I'm not going to bury it, and people said, oh, this is the worst WrestleMania of all time. No. Was it good? I wasn't blown away. I wasn't like, oh, fantastic. I haven't felt after WrestleMania, after Cena won on Sunday, like, oh, this was a fantastic mania. I thought, yeah, it was good. Yeah. So main event for the entire weekend. Chris, your thoughts on Cena breaking the record and your rating for the entire main event card?
I had no problem with
WrestleMania card. Sorry.
I had no problem with Cena winning. It was obvious he was going to get number 17. Wasn't happy the way it was done. Would have liked to have had an appearance from The Rock, but we didn't get that. It is what it is. And in terms of how long Cena should keep the title, I agree with you. Keep it all throughout the rest of the year, and then drops it to Cody or whoever, and then right off into the sunset. And the whole card itself, 50-50. It had some good matches, had some not so good matches, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't the worst WrestleMania.
So your rating for Mania is
mid
card, right? And because Chris last week introduced dark match, just a little bit of an update here. So instead of opening match, it's going to be opener. So it's going to be jobber, dark match, opener, mid card, main event. So just a little bit of a change there. So for rather than opening match, it's going to be opener. Just a small little change there. But yeah, I'm going to get your thoughts on the actual match in a second. Well, I'll get it now, Chris. Do you think it was meant to be that bad? Because it wasn't a great match. Do you think it was meant to be that bad? Because Cena said he wants to win, or do you think it's because he's old? Or what's the reason it was so bad?
No, I don't think the match was meant to be bad. I think it's just the fact that they just didn't have the chemistry, and that does happen. I think that's just all it was. It was just lack of in-ring chemistry between the two. That's all it was down to. Nothing to do with age.
Old. He's got Hollywood, and he wants to ruin wrestling. So I think it's a mixture of all three. If you notice, he took a lot of rest in the Elimination Chamber and a lot of rest in the Rumble.
Yeah.
So I think it's a mixture of all three.
Could be.
But, Marcus, your thoughts on 17 Never Seen, your rating for Mania, and thoughts on the actual match as well?
I mean, it's cool they broke the recognized WWE record. It's just the fashion it was done was ass. Yeah, I just when I reflect on the match, like the match was meh. Him calling the match loud as shit fucked it up. But once again, that's him trying to ruin wrestling, right?
Yeah, he's always been that bad. Always been that. Do you like he can't go like that and say it like this? Like why?
Like he's blatantly calling out, hit me. I'm like, yo, you loud as shit. Shut up.
He's been bad like that for years. Especially when he's in these weak ass FTF. He's like, you can tell he's calling spots. The STF, what he wants to call it, is so weak. It's like pretend that's someone's neck and he's got it here, like, oh, I'm wrenching back, nowhere near Cody or whoever he's got it on. And then he's calling spots. It's like, oh.
You know what's funny? His STFU is just as fucking weak as the Rock sharpshooter. Both of them things are fucking weak. Terrible. They're both weak sauce. Such weak sauce. Like the Rock's sharpshooter is so weak. Like the legs are barely tied up. He's barely in it. It's just the Rock making fucking exaggerated faces.
Could that be because the Rock's so big he can't hook the legs?
No, because the Rock is a trash ass submission specialist. He can't do submissions. The legs aren't even crossed. They're just lapped over each other. His structure is terrible. So, I mean, yeah, the quality of the match was not good, but the moment was good. So, yeah. Sadly, I don't have as much to say about the main event as I did about Dominic winning or about Joe Hendry, because I felt like I felt like I knew this was happening. I didn't think Cody was going to win. I thought that the fans were going to leave happy, and that means John Cena winning the title. But with that being said, I mean, my overall rating, I don't want to I can't put WrestleMania together as like that. It just don't work like that for me. Night 1. Oh my God. Night 2 definitely was main event. Night 1 was mid card. Night 1 was carried by 2 matches. 2 matches. 2 matches. No, yeah, 2 matches carried night 1. Night 2, woo, that was good.
Do you think that we needed the final boss to rock in the main event? Are you happy that Travis?
Absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely not. We didn't need him. I feel like Travis Scott was out there for a reason, and Cody gave him his receipt. You put me out for a little bit, I take you out.
Travis Scott was out there so you could hear your favorite song go Fiend.
That song needs a ride in hell.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you love it.
I heard that fucking song. So, I mean, The Rock being at home, good move. Good move. He ain't need to be there. Because even if it would have taken away from John Cena's moment, him being there does what though? He's not actively doing stuff in the ring, so what would him being there would have done?
True. And your thoughts on the match quality? Do you think it was meant to be that bad? Because it wasn't brilliant. So
I feel like it was meant to. I don't know. I'm trying to not let the fans sway my opinion about it. Because the funny thing is, the crowd was so cold about that match. If you notice, the crowd was cold as hell for that match. They didn't. It wasn't as lively as the other ones.
No.
The crowd sat on their hands and was just like, so what's happening?
I think the crowd were just exhausted. Really.
Yeah, that too.
Show.
Yeah. You give them all.
Like Ricky said, there's a lot of stuff to get through. And, by the end of it, it's just like, ugh.
Not WWE happy taking up. Well, we'll get to this when we're in news and headlines, but I'll give my very quick thoughts now. Not only are WWE happy with taking money away from fans, any bit of money they can, they want their energy as well. It's like, yeah, so much going on WrestleMania weekend. It just
of course.
Nothing 2 days. SmackDown, Hall of Fame, WWE World, NXT, WrestleMania, the After Dark thing in just 2 days, 3 days. Then okay,
it's a lot to get through. No wonder the crowd was so cold. I don't know if anyone. I want a question to you both. That match, maybe it was just me, but did you see some empty seats there?
Well, it wasn't sold out, as he said. Well, no, what got me was they somehow, somewhere sold out 2,000 more. How did that happen? There was a
moment I saw when the camera panned up. There was a moment I saw where the camera panned up as the entrances were going on. I could have swore I saw quite a few empty seats.
Night 1, they had 61,000 and however many hundred. Night 2, somewhere they got another 2,000. How did that? And they were sold out both nights. How does that happen?
I don't think so.
They were invisible people. They were John Cena's friends. And of course, something we forgot about was Stone Cold Steve with the crash into the barricade.
Oh, his ATV.
Real quick thoughts, Crit, on that. Did you think it was funny? What did you think about it?
I thought it was so stupid. I thought it was so silly. Because I didn't really know what to think. I thought that when he crashed it, I just thought that, and the fan went flying. I thought,
yeah, she took a bump. Like looking for.
Yeah, that fan took more of a bump than the whole roster did in the whole weekend. It was funny, but I don't know if it was good funny or bad funny. But it was funny though. It was good to see Stone Cold though.
And then Nick Khan was checking on her, so I think she was genuinely upset. Nick Khan was probably like, "Crap, let's go over and apologise."
And apparently, they're suing Stone Cold. Apparently, they're suing him. There's some story that they're going to sue him for that incident. I just thought, really?
And I think he got blown up because he smashed the cans together got on top to smash the cans together. He was like, oh, and then he just stayed on the canvas to do it. So maybe he got blown up. I don't know. Or it was just like, let's get out of here as quick as I can. Marcus, your thoughts on the whole Stone Cold thing? I don't know if you caught it, but
no, that shit was fucking hilarious. It looked like he had a little bit too many Steve Weisers. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, drinking and driving.
Yeah, because like he turned to one corner kind of like, kind of spotty, but then the other corner he tried to turn it, he went too fast, just boom.
Yeah.
That woman did take the craziest bump of all the WrestleMania nights. She bumped so hard for that. She was trying to get a check. So, no one hit you, lady. We hit the barricade.
She took the biggest bump more than the entire roster combined.
That's what I'm saying. So I do feel like she was trying to get a payout, obviously, but also maybe Steve had a couple shots in the back. You never know. With Cody Rhodes hanging around, with Cody Rhodes having, being sponsored by Wheatley Vodka, you never know.
That's true.
And I know we've gone a little bit back and forth here, but I forgot the order of the matches, and of course we discussed the main event and then Stone Cold. But my apologies on that. But let's go right into Monday Night Raw that kicked off with Never Seen 17 John Cena. Marcus doesn't watch Raw, so I'll just kind of break it down a little bit. What he said, he basically was just said, you've got however many dates left. I think it was 27 dates, not matches, dates. Marcus, so before I carry on, do you think that Cena should hold the title all the way to the end of the year or lose it and then goes face again?
Yeah, it'll be a proper send-off.
So loses it and then goes face again.
Actually, you know what? Lose it at Survivor Series, then go face for the last month.
Yeah. So you could have Cody win it back there, I suppose. But Cena's saying I've got 27 dates left. You say I can't wrestle. All I have to do is this. I don't have to wrestle. Crapping on the crowd. Mentions, I think the fans have fully turned on Cody. Merely mentions him. Boo! He mentioned Cena on the Pat McAfee show. Boo! No, sorry. Mentioned Cody that meant on the Pat McAfee show. Boo! They've turned. Anyway. That was your promo really from Cena. Pauses with the towel for the fans to take a picture. RKO, that was it. We're setting up Backlash. First match of the night, rematch of WrestleMania Night 2. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, four-time women's tag team champions, taking the titles off Lyra and Becky. Becky then turns on Lyra, probably setting up for Becky to later down the line, possibly Backlash, puts over Lyra with this time the women's IC title on the line. Marcus, so your thoughts on the Cena promo and Orton RKOing him, and then Lyra, Becky losing, and then the Becky heel turn?
I don't have too much about the Cena Orton promo. I mean, Cena put it out there like, hey, I got 27 dates. So, fuck y'all. Orton, obviously, RKOing him. Of course, we get to see classic Randy versus John. Yay. I don't really care. I mean, I it's funny because during WrestleMania, I saw it coming. Becky having to save Lyra's ass, and then Lyra took the pin, weird, for the match between them and the Judgment Day, and Becky turning on her. So I saw that coming. Excuse me.
So I think we now know that Becky's probably took out Bayley. I would imagine that's the storyline.
Yeah, I figured that was the storyline.
So at least they're not doing a drawn-out thing when it was Jay Cog, like, who's done it? And it was drawn out for 4 or 5 months, however long it was. Right. At least they're not doing that. I presume we get an answer next week on... No, sorry, tomorrow night, next week on Raw, Monday night on Raw. Chris, your thoughts of the Never Seen 17 promo, Orton and the RKO, and tag team titles changing hands yet again, and then the heel turn?
I thought the Cena promo did its job. There was no big surprises there. Orton coming out at the end to RKO him. Nice setup for Backlash. I kind of suspected this was what they were building towards, so it was the right move. As far as the Judgment Day members getting the tag team titles back. See, the thing with that is, I've got no problem getting the tag team titles back. Maybe you could have done the heel turn at WrestleMania. You could have done that, but they didn't. This for me felt like WrestleMania in reverse. It was okay, but I think this should have happened at WrestleMania, personally. But yeah, I like that Becky turn heel. I think she works better as a heel, personally. So they're obviously building towards a match between her and Lyra for Backlash. So yeah, I'm all right with it. Just would have preferred it at WrestleMania, personally.
Saved it for the night of, didn't they? To the night after, should I say? So yeah. Chad Gable came out, very, very generic promo. Again, I don't know if this was on Netflix. If it was on, it's all on Netflix, isn't it? Raw. But I think in the US, people don't see what Europe is seeing. But it was very generic Chad Gable promo. New Day came on out. Then Alpha Academy did. Maxine spoke. You thought you were getting, and I thought it was like Alpha Academy versus New Day after the night after WrestleMania. But no, he's back. It is finally, once again, Rusev Day. He is back to go right after Alpha Academy that loses to everybody. That's his return. And he's probably going to beat Otis. He's going to beat Tozawa, maybe even have a handicap match. Okay, it was great. He's got a hell of a pop, and what a return, but Io Sky. So yeah, so your thoughts, Chris, on, I don't know if you watched the Gable promo, and then
I saw it. It was pretty generic, as you say, but Rusev, glad to see him back and good return, and love the pop. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with him this time round.
Feuding with the Alpha Academy that loses to everybody, that's what he's going to do. But Marcus, your thoughts
on Rusev?
Return going after Alpha Academy, basically. That's kind of really all that happened.
I mean, I need to see what's going to go forward from there. Plus, also, he doesn't return back with his song, so I'm already don't like it.
Something you do like was, we had Io Sky come out, and who interrupted? None other than Stephanie Vaquer, led to a match. Io Sky won via DQ because Julia, who's now heel, and Roxanne Perez gets involved. Rhea Ripley makes a save. I imagine Rhea, Io for Backlash. It probably won't be. It'll probably do on the Raw before Backlash for some reason, because that's what WWE does. But should be at Backlash, I think. Jey Uso comes on out, and then Sami Zayn did. Jimmy Uso did. I think we're all waiting for that turn, and he really, really teased it. They really, really milked the crowd, like he got behind Jey a couple of times. Up on the stage, they had. It looked like I was waiting. Hoover kick takes him out, but no, they kind of like panned back, and Jey, like Sami Zayn was over there, and Jey was here, and they're setting it up. I don't know if Sami is the first opponent, but Marcus, your thoughts on Io Sky? I don't know if you obviously didn't see the match, but Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer, and then Jey, Jimmy, and Sami Zayn.
I didn't see the match. I didn't even see clips of the match. I mean, the whole thing with Sami is nothing. Just him celebrating someone that he's very close with. I didn't really read much into it.
Okay, Chris, I'm going to come to you. Your thoughts on both?
I thought the match was fun. I thought it was really good, well paced, and yeah, I think it showcased both women very well. Obviously, as you said, they're setting up for possibly Rhea versus Io. Should be at Backlash, but I don't make the decisions. But it is what it is. The celebration with Jey Uso, Jimmy, and Sami Zayn. Yeah, I didn't really read too much into it. I think it was just celebrating someone they're very close with, but we'll see what happens next week. But yeah, I didn't read too much into it. It was fine. for what it was.
Again, I don't know if it was during commercial, but A-Town Down Under came out. War Raiders interrupted again. Very generic promo. Gunther came out after Michael Cole. Pat McAfee making the save. Pat McAfee sleeper hold. Gunther really cinched that in, sending Pat McAfee to the back. I felt Michael Cole's comments. I don't know if it might just be me personally, but Michael Cole's comments after this was right. A message to the IWC saying, how can we do our job how can we have our opinions if these bullies out there won't let us do our job? And I was like, is that a message to the IWC? Might not be. I'm just reading into it, but that's what I felt like it was. Still, your NXT. Still, your Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio defeats Pat McAfee. Not Pat McAfee, Penta. He didn't beat Pat McAfee at all. He beat Penta. Penta's now just another guy on the roster for me. We saw the return of JD McDonough.
Yes.
So I think the return is slowly going to get there. I think we're going to see Balor probably kicked out, maybe of Judgment Day. Maybe that's what's coming. I don't know. But someone that did join me on my watch along said, what would be good when, because Balor came out with the hood on Mania. If he comes out one time and he takes it off and he's got the demon underneath, that would be cool. But Marcus, your thoughts on Gunther taking out McAfee and Dominic retaining against Penta?
I did see the Gunther taking out McAfee and kind of getting physical with Cole. It reminded me of something from back in the day on SmackDown when Stone Cold Steve Austin started attacking Michael Cole and Taz stood up for Michael Cole. So it kind of reminded me of that, which is actually a pretty cool moment for me.
Remember that.
And I mean, is the world Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio retaining against Penta Sierra Metal. I'm telling you, Dominic Mysterio, best luchador out there. Just saying. Just saying.
Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Marcus. This was definitely a throwback to when Stone Cold beat up Michael Cole and Taz in 2001. I liked it. I thought it did a great job in putting Gunther over as an angry heel. Loved that. Dominic retaining the Intercontinental title. Yeah, excellent stuff. Good start as well. JD McDonough coming back, as you say, leaning towards a betrayal. I kind of agree with that, what you said about possibly Finn leaving the Judgment Day and going back to being the demon. I can definitely see that. The more they're building towards it, I can definitely see that happening. But yeah, I love both. I enjoyed it.
And then to close out Raw, Seth freaking Rollins that needs to change his music. If he's now fully heel and that music needs to be gone, but when he keeps it, he can't dancing for the fans while he's heel.
It will change.
Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman. Here comes CM Punk, gets whooped. Here comes Roman Reigns. About to go for that spear, and who's there to stop him? What a spear it was. Braun Breaker. So Braun Breaker takes out Reigns. Looks like he's now a Paul Heyman guy. So Rollins, Breaker, and Heyman. Yeah, cool.
Love it.
Rating for Raw. Me card. Chris, your thoughts on the ending and rating for Raw?
I love the ending. Braun Breaker turning heel and beating down Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins beating down Punk, the new Paul Heyman guy. I loved all of it. Hopefully, if the rumors are true, this could be the start of possibly a new faction, maybe a new dangerous alliance, perhaps, with Paul Heyman as the manager. But yeah, I loved it. This was a great way to close out Raw. And as far as the rating for the whole show, I'm going to go out and say it. I love this show. I'm going to give it main event. I really enjoyed this. This was much better than WrestleMania. Yeah, there was a couple little bits in between that, weren't great, but take those little bits away. The whole show itself, I loved it. This was definitely main event, much better than WrestleMania. I loved it.
Marcus, your thoughts of the opener? I know you love any time that Punk and Reigns is taken out. You like that, but go on, your thoughts.
I mean, yeah, Ron Breakker giving Roman Reigns the real spear. Love it. Love it. Good stuff.
Okay, moving right along then to NXT. It kicked off with women's tag team titles on the line. Once again, third time in however many nights, many night 1, Raw, and then NXT. So night 2, many night 2, Raw, NXT. And this is why I thought, didn't Metaphor win the Fatal 4-Way? Because there was so much wrestling crammed into 1 week. But still, your WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, knocking off Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley. Okay, I'm going to get your thoughts, both of your thoughts in a second. We had a return, and it was Noam Dar. I think 3-time Heritage Cup champion, leader of Metaphor, is back and dethrones Lexus King to win back the Heritage Cup once again. Yeah, Marcus, I'll come to you first. Thoughts on both matches?
The tag match was alright, not too much. Anything, it was okay. Noam Dar, which I never seen him wrestle, so it was a surprise to me. It was okay. He was alright though. You know, Judas elbow for the win.
Chris, your thoughts?
I didn't watch the whole NXT. I saw when Raquel and Liv retained the tag titles, which was fine, but no, I didn't really see the rest of the show.
Okay, then I'll just ask Marcus. Then I suppose. Thea Hale taps out Fallon Henley. I think the heel the breakup is coming, but we'll get to that when we do Rebellion predictions. Thea Hale, taps out Fallon Henley. Okay. Obafemi comes on out, followed by Trick Williams, followed by. So not only was he at WrestleMania, but he was also in NXT. Your TNA champion, Joe Hendry, shows up to NXT. Marcus, your thoughts on both of these?
So wait, what am I commenting on?
Thea Hale beats Fallon Henley, and then Oba, Trick, and Joe Hendry.
Oh, so I didn't see Thea Hale beat Cowboy Girl hat, Cowboy Hat Girl, but that's cool. That's what's up. That's what's up for Thea. And of course, seeing Joe Hendry on NXT was pretty cool. Cut a really nice promo. Made sure he let Trick know about himself because Trick had it confused. Like, yeah, you see me get beat by Randy Orton, but I did it in front of 60,000 people. You lost a triple threat match for the NXT title. How many people was that in front of?
Very true. Dark State over Javon Evans and Miles Bourne. Okay. And Stephanie Vicky retains against Roxanne Perez to close out NXT. Again, I was waiting for something to happen. I thought maybe Paige returning, maybe Mariah May turning up. And it was not that I don't like Julia and Jordan Grace, but that's all it was. So, opener, how much you're going to give NXT an opener? Your thoughts on both of those matches, Marcus, and rating?
I didn't see the Dark State match or the match with Stephanie Vicky, so yeah.
Okay, speeding right along. So El Grande Americano, I think, wins the entire thing. I think the gimmick is he wins the Speed Championship, unmasks, and it won't be Chad Gable, I think, is the gimmick. I don't know. I think this might not be. The gimmick might be alluding to what we're going to go over later, and that's AAA. WWE want to show just how over Mexican wrestling is in WWE. He knocked off Eric, so I'm going to give that an opener. Evolve. So, very quickly, Shawn Legacy continued his undefeated streak against his winning streak against Jackson Drake. Zoya Zaka knocks off Aria Bennett. Collie Bright defeats Calix. Calix is the referee, Jessica Carr. And Timothy Thatcher counted the lights for Bryce Donovan. Again, an opener. And then on to Smacky D's, onto SmackDown. That kicks off exactly the same way as Raw did. Here comes John Cena, date number 26. No. Yeah, 26. He's only got 25 left. Cuts a good promo saying he'd been looking after, babysitting. The reason he doesn't have, so here comes Orton and says, we'd be better if you had children. And he said, I don't have children. I've been babysitting all these fans' children, which I thought was a good promo. That's set up for Backlash. RKO, there you go. Really the same opener as Raw. First match of the night, we've got to call up. Oh, he's gone. Marcus is gone. I imagine he'll be back soon, though. But we got a call up, and it was Fraxium being called up to the main roster. They knock off Los Garzas. Yeah, cool call up. They've done all they can in NXT. So, Chris, your thoughts of Fraxium being called up and Cena Orton kicking off the show?
Cena and Orton, that was a good promo. I actually watched all of it just earlier today. Loved it. Think it was maybe a little bit better than the Raw one, but I love both just as much. But this was a great way to open the show, and him getting called up to SmackDown, yeah, it was good. I quite liked it. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with him. But yeah, this was both good starts for SmackDown, in my opinion.
Him, them, Fraxium, tag team, Nathan Fraser, Axiom. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but Marcus, your thoughts of the Cena Orton kicking off the show exactly the way they did on Raw, and Fraxium being called up, knocking off Los Garzas?
I mean, I guess about the Orton and Cena thing, they're trying to build it up, so that's cool. And hey, good debut for Fraxium.
Tiffany Stratton comes on out, interrupted by Jay Cargill, leads to a match. Jay Cargill over Tiffany Stratton by DQ. Naomi attacks Jade, and then Nia Jax returned, got cheered. Okay. Again, I know what you're going to say, because I can tell the fans what they think, but there's nothing to cheer about Nia anyway. She goes after Tiffany, so Nia, Tiffany, probably at Backlash. I'm going to jump ahead to the next segment and I get your thoughts on all of this. So Solo Sikoa come on out. So Solo and Jacob. Again, they're really teasing that slow breakup of Solo and Jacob. LA Knight comes on out. Drew McIntyre did. Nick Aldon makes a match. Marcus, your thoughts on all of that? So Tiffany, Jade match, and then the segment with Solo, Jacob, Knight, Drew, and Nick Aldis.
I didn't see. The thing is, I didn't see none of SmackDown. I just only saw the little bits of the Fraxium match and the promo.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go to Chris then. Your thoughts on all of that?
I didn't see the segment with Jacob and Solo. I saw Tiffany versus Jade. Yeah, it was okay. Nia Jax getting a big pop for returning was a bit strange, but nice to see her back. And yeah, as you say, they look like they're building up for a match between Tiffany and Nia Jax.
She raised a title. Boo! Which is it? You cheering or booing her? Like, okay.
I know. It was okay, but I only watched that part, but I didn't watch the other part of it. So it was, the one I saw was okay. There's nothing special. It did its job.
Zelina Vega's your brand new women's US champion defeating Chelsea Greenwood. This not made sense to put it on Mania. I suppose the SmackDown after WrestleMania is still a big deal, but whatever. Yeah, because Zelina Vega was my pick to win, still win would she win women's Money in the Bank as US champion? Probably not. So Jade maybe to win. I don't know. We're months away from Money in the Bank, but yeah, cool for Zelina. And then we had her return of her husband. The Miz comes on out, and he's back. Aleister Black is back. Say that 3 times fast. Aleister Black is back, going after the Miz, who loses to everybody. Oh, okay. It feels like we've got no direction for him. Cool return, but Chris, your thoughts on Zelina winning the women's US title and the return of Aleister Black?
I was really happy with Zelina finally winning a title. I feel that she's been working really hard and she's kind of been ignored and overlooked. She's always been at ringside with the LWO, so I'm really pleased to see her being taken seriously again. I was popping hard for this. Aleister Black, yeah, I was happy to see him back. I wanted him back at WrestleMania, but SmackDown was fine. Against The Miz, yeah, not so much, but I don't see this going very far. I think they'll have a match on SmackDown, and that'll be it, really. So I don't see this going too long.
He'll beat Miz and Whoopie-Doo. Everyone beats The Miz. The Miz is a glorified jobber now, unfortunately.
Well, he's getting paid, so it doesn't matter.
Marcus, your thoughts on? I know you were happy about it, but let the people know my people know how happy you are with Zelina win the US title and the return of not Malachi but Aleister Black.
Honestly, I'm actually very, very happy with Zelina becoming the US champ. It's a title. To be fair, I actually love the United States title. It's one of my favorite titles of all time, and her having it is great because she's been working her ass off, like for a very, very, very long time. I mean, remember she was the queen of the ring at a point in time. So yeah. I don't care about Aleister Black. He was never an over character to me. He was just a dude that liked to fight. Like, who was he? Finley? Like, that's how I felt. Like, dude, you're just Finley. You just love to fight. But outside of that, I don't know. Maybe I missed something because he was in NXT during the time period I wasn't watching. But he's not that to me. Not big. He's not as big as Rusev.
Okay, moving right along. Last hour was commercial free. Cool. Need no comments on that. I was just saying that, really. But Drew McIntyre, well, he won by DQ. Therefore, he's going to get a shot at the US title. It was LA Knight. Drew McIntyre, he gets a shot, technically, because Priest attacks him. And then to close out SmackDown, great main event. Why couldn't this have been on Mania? People were asking about, from what I read, they were saying, why couldn't this have been on Mania? And one of those. TLC match with tag team titles, Profits, DIY, Multi-Team Machine Guns, all looked really good out there. Still your tag team champion, Street Profits, but yeah, they left it all out in the ring. Again, I was slightly expecting something at the end, maybe the Hardys, maybe another tag team from NXT coming up, maybe from TNA coming in, I don't know, but that was just me kind of wishful thinking, I suppose. Yeah, good main event. I'm going to give it a rating of just over mid-card. Marcus, your thoughts on Drew beating LA Knight and the main event and your rating?
I mean, cool. I mean, yeah, LA Knight's going to lose a couple of matches because he's not the United States champion again. That's fair. Overall rating for SmackDown, give it mid-card.
And the main event, Profits, DIY.
I mean, I didn't see it, but that should have been on the WrestleMania card.
Chris, let's quickly finish up here with the wrestling roundup. Your thoughts on SmackDown, the ending. So Profits, so the main event, LA Knight, Drew, and then your rating for it.
LA versus Drew was all right for what it was. You know, Drew looked really strong out there. And the main event, I completely agree with you. It was excellent. It should have been at WrestleMania because it was that good. This was a great way to close out the show. Overall rating for SmackDown, I will give it slightly over mid-card. It was slightly over mid-card for me. It was pretty good. I think Raw was better, but SmackDown wasn't that far behind. So, yeah, slightly over mid-card.
So it's Wrestling Roundup done. We've got some predictions to do, some news to discuss, but let me... Oh, dear. I've disappeared again. Why have I not disappeared, but I was trying to play something. Let me play this video and figure out what again is going on with StreamYard. Let me play this ad. Take a look at this. And I'm trying to, so yeah, like, share, subscribe, all of that. Trying to get the banners up, but there we are. There we go. I found them. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, all of that. But we have got some predictions to do, and they are these right here. Play that, do that, do... Where are we? We're somewhere trying to get the main banner up, but... Okay, I've not got one for TNA, but it's going to be... Let's run through the match card. 9 matches. We'll start with the pre-show. Fatal Influence taking on Rosemary, Xia Brookside, and the former Xia Li. Now, Li Ying Li. I think, well, I presume Rosemary's a face now. So I'm going to say Rosemary, Xia Li, the former... Rosemary, Xia Brookside, and the former Xia Li to win this one. Chris, who have you got?
Yeah, I didn't quite catch that. What, because of the connection? What was the first one?
Jesus, I'm gonna give me 1 second. Fucking hell! Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna have to come out back in. Then give me 1 second. 1 second.
Oh man, that dude is turning into Mick Foley today.
Mick Foley TNA.
Man, he must be. He got to be Mick Foley when he was in Japan or something.
Oh, like King of the Deathmatch time.
Yeah.
Right. Fatal Influence taking on Rosemary, Xia Li, and Xia Brookside. Who have you got, Chris?
Yeah, say them again. I didn't quite catch that.
I'm just going to go to Marcus. So Fatal Influence, Xia Li, Xia Brookside, Rosemary. Who have you got, Marcus?
Is this a 4-way match?
No, it's a 6-person match. 6-woman's match.
Oh.
That's Chris. Yeah, now I know why you're confused. There's so many different names. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
The don't know doesn't work. We're predicting here. I'm going to say the faces. Who have you got, Marcus?
I guess the heels. I guess.
I think Fatal Influence
the faces. Yeah.
Let's go with this one. So Elijah or Elias has got an open challenge. So whoever he faces, I think he wins. Chris, who do you think? Do you think he wins?
Elias. Yeah, definitely.
Marcus.
I feel like, damn, who wouldn't even show up to TNA? It's going to be someone from NXT.
Yeah.
Base.
You know what? I'm just going to go on the limb. Trick Williams is going to show up at NXT, and he's going to beat Elijah.
Okay. In it, the ultimate So in an Ultimate X match for the TNA X division, Moose, Casey Navarro, no idea who he is, but there we are. Leon Slater, Matt Cardona, El Hijo del Vikingo, and Cindy Akeem, the former Scripps. Moose to retain here. I think the system help him win this one. Marcus, who have you got?
Moose.
Chris, who have you got?
Leon Slater.
Okay. If anyone's going to beat Moose, I would like Leon to win, but I think the system help Moose retain. Speaking of the system, they're going to match against Ace Austin and the Rascals. Ace Austin and the Rascals, I'm going to go for. Who have you got, Chris?
Rascals to go over.
Marcus?
Since I still barely know who the Rascals are, I'm going for the system.
Okay. Mike Santana takes on Mustafa Ali in a falls count anywhere. I'll say Ali. I don't know. I'll say Ali. Who have you got, Marcus?
I'm going with Ali.
Chris, who have you got?
Oh, definitely Ali. 100%.
Steve Macklin takes on Eric Young for the TNA International AW, but TNA International Championship. They give it to Steve Macklin. I'll say. Chris, who have you got here?
Steve.
Marcus, who have you got?
Man, I got my man EY.
Okay, it's the Hardy Boys taking on, so it's brothers versus brothers. Hardy Boys versus the Nimeth Brothers for the TNA Tag Team titles. Hardy to retain. Marcus, who have you going for?
I am picking the Hardys.
Chris, who are you picking the same as us? Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Hardys, 100% too.
Tessa Blanchard takes on Masha Summer for the Knockout Women's Championship at 50-50 here, but you could have Tessa win it. Yeah, okay, she wins it. I don't know. Again, 50-50, but I'll say Tessa wins. Chris, who have you got?
Tessa to win.
And Marcus?
I'm going with the unnamed horsewoman, Tessa Blanchard.
Okay, and in your main event in triple threat action, Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, and Frankie Kazarian. Joe Hendry retains. Marcus, have you got the same?
He's known in London, in Paris, in Tokyo, America, Scotland, and Canada, and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry.
And Chris, have you got Joe Hendry retaining?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have.
Okay, so let's go into our final segment here, which of course is, and breaking news, I'm going to bring back the podcast prediction championship starting next month. So we're going to get all three pay-per-views, if you want to call Saturday Night's Main Event a pay-per-view, all three pay-per-views, Backlash, Saturday Night's Main Event, Battleground. If you want to be in a chance with winning the podcast prediction championship, I'm going to bring that back next month. So yeah, there's even more breaking news here. But let's go into our final segment, which is all about news, all about the headlines. It can only be this right here.
Extra, read all about it. We're talking about news and headlines.
That is right, 5 news stories, and I'll kick it off with these brand new WWE Tops patches that whoever's been at Mania gets like a little patch on their gear. Then if they make a Raw or SmackDown debut, then that top patch is made into a Tops card. Yeah, great, cool. So this is WWE wants to make even more money. Why not? They're a business, and it commemorates people being at WrestleMania or a Raw or SmackDown debut. That's my all really real thoughts on that. Chris, your thoughts on it?
No, I don't know nothing about that news.
I've just told you the news. Okay, we'll move on to Marcus then. Your thoughts on the new top patches, Marcus?
This is just a way for WWE to get some more of your money, Ricky. That's what they want. They want your money.
I won't be buying. Well, okay, I won't be buying them, but okay, fair enough.
Well, they want people like you to buy it.
You mean the marks? These us hardcore fans.
The super marks.
So we're gonna go to what? We've got a couple of news stories. What do you want to cover, Chris? I forgot WrestleMania and something else. Not AAA, not Unreal. Something else. It was WrestleMania and something else. I'm gonna have to watch.
I'm trying to remember what the other one was.
Okay. So first news stories, second news stories over to you, Chris, about WWE partnering with a certain game.
Again, just to make more money.
No. Announce. Okay, I'll announce it for you, and then you can learn how to do this. WWE partnership with Clash of Clans.
Yeah, he was getting there. He was getting there.
No. Announce and then thoughts. But we'll go.
No. Listen, he's building it up.
Marcus knows how to do it.
Chris, do it your way.
Right. Sorry, Chris.
Damn it.
As I just said, it's just their way of getting more money from the fans. That's what it is, really.
Right, I'll do this properly and say that great idea. Yeah, well, more of the people that might not play Clash of Clans are now going to play it.
No.
It's WWE getting even big. Triple H doesn't. Triple H wants WWE to be as big as it possibly can, bigger and bigger and bigger. Getting WWE into Clash of Clans does that. Am I going to play it? Possibly. But yeah, cool. Marcus, your thoughts on Clash of Clans and WWE?
Yep. Another super mark ass idea that WWE is doing, committing to. Because I mean, if you play Clash of Clans, cool. If you are a WWE fan and play Clash of Clans already, all right, this is for you. If you play Clash of Clans and not a WWE fan, what does it do for you? And if you're a WWE fan like myself, but don't give a damn about Clash of Clans, and you're also not a supermarket like I am, once again, what does that matter to you? But sure, that's news.
True. Marcus, will stay with you about what's debuting in summer on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there's a show debuting called WWE Unreal. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
And, yeah, so on the theme of supermarket shit, here we go. Yeah, another fucking supermarket fucking program for you supermarkets out there that want to watch WWE Unreal. You know, you want to know the ins and outs of what the writers' room looks like and shit. In my personal opinion, of course, it ruins everything.
Yeah, definitely.
If you thought John Cena was ruining the business, wrong. Paul Levesque and Netflix is ruining the business. That's my point of view. Chris, what do you think about WWE Unreal?
I think it's a bad idea. And I've said this before, that this, I felt that the element of surprise has been lost in wrestling for a long time. But I feel if they go down this path, this will obliterate the element of surprise. I get that fans want to know stuff, but I personally don't want to see the whole curtain drawn back. It's a bad move because there's just not going to be any mystique left. So I don't think it's a good idea, personally.
Yeah, I'm really 50-50. It's kind of like watching a movie. You want to know the ins and outs, how that movie's made. They did this, and there they are, sort of rehearsing the lines, and it also goes back to don't know if you both of you watched it, but Breaking the Magician's Code, where they show you how magic tricks are done. You only want to know how they're done. Well, you do. You want to know how did they do that. It was so good. You want to know, but then once you learn the secret, it's like, do I really want to know? Kind of the same with this. It's like, I think it's going to get big numbers. I think people do want to know, but they're going to be like, damn, now I don't. So they'll watch it and regret it instantly. Like I think hardcores and casuals want to know how all this is put together and how a match is actually put together and how it all goes down backstage. But it is all taking that magic away of how scripted is this and but again, Marcus is catering to the hardcore fans that's okay. Once I know the ins and outs and the secrets of WWE, am I going to go, oh, well, that's it, I'm never watching again? No. So
that's why I hate the concept of it, because to me, right, so mind you, one of the things that made wrestling was keeping it kayfabe, right? Keeping whatever, like, this is why in this day and age, a lot of people talk about how the wrestling landscape nowadays is ruined, right? Because there's rumors everywhere, right? You don't have to search long and hard to find rumors. Rumors happen every fucking day. This peels back the curtain too much. This reveals everything that they got planned. This lets you know when things go off the tracks, when things are going as planned. This ruins the mystique of wrestling, right? Now you're just watching wrestling and you're going like, oh, no, what's going to happen. I hate fans like that. I personally hate fans like that. Now you're just doing that openly and blatantly. It destroys what wrestling is.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very interesting, though. I think, like, how do these matches all get put together? And I think it's going to get big numbers, hardcore fans, casual fans. We all, maybe not you and Chris want to know, but I think it'd be interesting how from the writer's room all the way to TV, how all that process comes together. I think it'd be super interesting. They're going to make a ton of money out of it, get millions and millions of views. But it is spoiling the magic a little bit. It's like
too much, actually.
But why is 2025 now the year that they become, this is just a TV show? Even The Rock on the press conference after Elimination Chamber was no longer the final boss. It was Dwayne Johnson saying, well, the final boss is just a character. Why is 2025 the year that's happened? Why is it zero mystique and it's just a TV show? I don't know. Because it spoils the magic, but also I'll be watching, and is it going to spoil my enjoyment to think, oh, okay, after watching this, I'm never going to watch wrestling again. Now I know the secrets of it. No, I know it's all the work anyway. Whatever. Chris, back to you about a WrestleMania schedule next year. You want to announce it and give your thoughts on it first?
I'm interested to see what they've got planned for next year's WrestleMania. So let's just wait and see, really. Hopefully it'll be a lot better than this one. Fingers crossed.
Okay, I'll do that again. So WrestleMania next year, they want to rehash the schedule. They want to re-look at the schedule. Like I said, and I think I said it, WrestleMania Night 1. You do Raw on a month, because what have they got on a Wednesday that would be Evolve and Speed aren't live, so you could do Raw, NXT, Stand and Deliver on a Wednesday, TNA on the Thursday, SmackDown, the Hall of Fame right after it, not waiting 2 hours, take us one day man show, WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2. So now WB can get a whole week out of these fans, and all their money will spread over a week. Then you're not tearing out the fans. Yeah, I think that's a much better way to do it rather than 3 or 4 shows in one weekend. Chris, sorry, Marcus, your thoughts on rescheduling the WrestleMania schedule?
I mean, so wait, did you just say what the schedule is, or did they not say what the schedule is going to look like?
No, they're looking at they just said they're looking at rescheduling it all, because the fans on NXT, they said, look tired out. So yeah.
Well, I mean, Stand and Deliver can have. See, that's the thing, right? So here's the thing: right? So kind of going back to what we were talking about in the last news story, wrestling now is episodic, right? One thing's supposed to lead after another.
I'm gonna have to make a move, guys. I'm gonna have to get going.
Okay, Chris.
Right.
See you.
Like
see you guys
last
soon.
week.
I've got to go.
All right. Last week is supposed to look like last week is supposed to look like, you know what I mean? Like we're supposed to recap from last week, and the week following is supposed to be a follow up from last week, right? Wrestling has now kind of somewhat become episodic. I feel like WrestleMania is the end of the season, right? That's how you kind of put it. The end of whatever season of WWE this is, it ended at WrestleMania. The end of whatever season of NXT ended at Stand and Deliver. Right? That's their culminating events. That's how the thing is, like, do you, I mean, some of the other things, like, all right, you don't need the roast of WrestleMania. You don't need that shit. Right? You don't need that. The Hall of Fame doesn't need to be 3 hours long. Right? It could be 2 hours, but it had to happen immediately after SmackDown. Not waiting an hour or two after SmackDown goes off. No, immediately after SmackDown goes off, change out the ropes, do all the stuff you got to do the breakdown, but start that shit immediately after SmackDown. That way, fans aren't just being held hostage. WWE World should be an attraction, not a place where you also see other matches, because there were matches going on during WWE World as well. They need to, I think, so once again, me playing favorite of WrestleMania 40, the format I had for 40 was perfect, right? Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2, Hall of Fame the night before, that's it. WWE World was a separate thing away from just WrestleMania. It was just all part of within a week, but no matches happened at WWE World. They had a good format. They ruined it because they saw how on fire they were. This was WWE trying to take advantage of how on fire they were, and it failed. So I don't know what they can do to make it better, but it's just cut out the bullshit.
And the final news story is over to you, Marcus, to announce it and to give your thoughts on it.
WWE has acquired one of Mexico's biggest promotions, AAA. And man, that's wow. I mean, I don't really care for AAA. I don't think that's huge news, but I know the marks out there really love, like, you know, they love wrestling all the time, and this is huge news for them. Yeah, this is one hell of an acquisition from WWE to get AAA. You know, so I think Rey Mysterio has good history with AAA. A lot of the LWO has great history with AAA. So I mean, doesn't Chelsea Green have history with AAA as well? Oh no, that's Lucha Underground. Sorry, but yeah, this is pretty big news. I know AAA used to collaborate with WWE back in the day, so this is actually pretty huge news. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know much about AAA. I couldn't tell you who's on the roster or anything like that, but obviously a certain other can, not Nick, will be unhappy about this because he got his talent from there. Again, didn't do anything with them, was more interested in putting himself over in AEW over. Now they're doing this Worlds Collide. Sure, why couldn't they have done Worlds Collide on the Saturday and Money in the Bank on the Sunday, just to spread them out a bit, rather than 2 pay-per-views in one day? Bit much, but there we are. I presume this El Grande Americano is again to show just how over Mexican wrestling is in WWE. I presume that's been the whole thing. And like I said, I think once he wins maybe the Speed Championship, takes the mask off, it's not Chad Gable. I don't know where this gimmick's going, but I presume it's all the AAA partnership. yeah, cool. But again, that's my thoughts on it. Don't really know the roster. Yeah.
Well, I do know that it's been rumored that Alberto El Patron was released.
Yeah.
And he was the world champion. So, you know.
They don't want ties with him, do they? Not at all.
Nope. He got Jeff Jarrett.
But we are done here for the week. Do join me tomorrow for Rebellion, so Wrestle Crate unboxing and Rebellion watch along. Thank you to all those that joined me for my WrestleMania watch along, be watching live or that actually came on, was a part of it. Let's do it all over again for Rebellion tomorrow night. And as always, Marcus, it is over to you.
Y'all, make sure you please like, share, subscribe, get involved, comment, like, share. Make sure you let all your Mark friends get involved with the Rain and Rock podcast. And ching, ching, bling, bling. As always, Ted over here, you jabrones.
That is right. And like, subscribe. Join me tomorrow night for the Rebellion watch along and Wrestle Crate unboxing. And always remember, if wrestling is the game, excellence is the name, and excellence is Ricky Goldman.